Welcome back to the Unity Way podcast. Today we've got an FA Cup special, sorry Dan, to discuss all things Unity and FA Cup. So first thing is the journey of the FA Cup in Unity so far. So last season, season before and this. Where do you want to start?
I'll start. When we first got entered into the FA Cup, probably if you remember this, driving up to Edinburgh for a stag do.
Oh yeah.
And then finding out that got accepted into the FA Cup, and we're like celebrating and giggling like little kids. Next to like Man United and Man City in the list of accepted clubs, and it was pretty surreal that. And then the draw came out, didn't it? And we ended up getting mid, wasn't it?
Yeah, biggest rivals at the time, I think they were, weren't they? It's funny you mentioned that stag do. Actually, I completely forgot that we were on a stag do. Yeah. So basically, obviously, you can imagine what a lad's stag do is like. But we actually tried to behave ourselves, didn't we? Because we were taking it so seriously. So I drove up, didn't I? And obviously, it was Edinburgh. We were in Edinburgh. Yeah. So we knew that we were going to have to drive home to make sure we get home in time. What time was kick-off? 1?
Yeah, well, ironically, it was at Westfields.
Was it at Westfields?
Yeah. We played today.
Yeah. But I think that... So I think kick-off was... but anyway, we had to get back, obviously, like 2 hours before kick-off. So we knew we were setting off early. So we ended up going back, not majorly earlier than others, but we went back to the hotel room earlier than some of the others. Didn't work. We had 3 or 4 Dion man. Dion, you're one of my closest mates, but he come in and just was launching chicken nuggets everywhere, when literally aiming for headshots with his 20 chicken nuggets. Wow. I swear he ordered about 100 of them, but there was just no sleeping, was there? So we just gave up and just got out of bed and drove home. It's like we were struggling, weren't we, on lack of sleep, but Dan said though, just to have been accepted into the FA Cup, we were just on such a high. And obviously it couldn't have been more serious playing mid, because at the time they were our main rivals.
Yeah. It was a great game.
Yeah, 8-0, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair, the 8-0, right, that felt good, because of the rivalry, but more so, the first time we ever played mid, they put 8 past us. Right. So I remember being at Dan's the next day, and we were hurt, weren't we? We were proper like we watched it back about 10 times in one day. We were like, right, we're not letting that happen again. And then obviously, I think was that the only time mid ever beat us?
Yeah, 8-3, wasn't it?
So obviously that day ended up being worth it in the end. But the last game we played against mid, though, it all ended with mutual respect, didn't it? I think when you go to war for so many years, it did.
It was a good game.
It was out 1-0 and then cup final.
Right. I'm thinking of the one where we played them, and then obviously it kicked off a little bit. Where their manager got a red card.
Yeah, and that was like prime rivalry
time.
Time.
Was this Hopwood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
I wasn't playing.
Sent off.
Yeah. But a lot of them play for our club now, don't they? So there's no rivalry there anymore. No. I think we knew once we won that cup final and obviously got promoted, it'd be pretty unlikely that we'd play each other again. Yeah. So, and turns out that was the last time we will ever play each other.
Yeah. And then after mid came...
Tranmere.
Move on.
Move on from Tranmere.
That was a hard one. That was a hard one.
That was a learning curve, though.
That was one of the hardest results to
Yeah.
take since coaching the club.
Yeah. I think since joining the club, it was really hard, because since joining the club, I've never ever lost a game with Unity, and that was a hard one to lose.
Especially when
6-1,
6-1, wasn't it?
But when you look at it now, you play in the league, and
well, I'll be honest, we deserved to get battered. We were shit.
I watched the game.
The other thing was they were pretty decent on the day.
They were good, yeah. I mean, again though, I mean, they made it a really difficult place to go. You know, even the bench made it difficult.
Yeah.
But we were just nothing of what we were that year. It was crazy. It was just one of them. But I mean, we didn't lose. Did we lose another
Exactly.
game
No,
all
that was
season?
that was the only game we lost.
So if you lose
Wow.
one game in the whole season,
Exactly.
And to be the first season in the FA Cup,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think that's
I'll be
too
honest,
bad.
we were still buzzing that we just
Yeah.
beat Mid.
I'll be
We
honest.
had a massive attendance as well that day.
Yeah.
I think the occasion got to us really because it was
Yeah.
the first time we'd ever been on a coach.
So yeah.
Not that should make a difference really, but
Exactly.
Yeah,
we were
but
stuck
yeah.
outside the car park
Yeah,
though, weren't we,
yeah.
because of that barrier.
Oh yeah, we
And the,
had to wait.
the
we had to
coach
wait
couldn't
for
fit
it,
underneath
yeah.
the barrier or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it was tough though, but then obviously
But then the
we went back there this
year.
year, didn't we?
I know.
1-3-1.
Oh, it was good. It was really
We had
good.
to wait a bit.
We were
for
like,
that one,
we were
didn't
like, oh my gosh, we're coming back here.
Yeah.
Swear.
Get the coach aside. No, everyone's driving. Everyone's driving.
Yeah.
Wow.
madness.
But yeah, you know, it was good still though, wasn't it? Being in the FA Cup, the first feeling of being in it, and then obviously getting an 8-0 win over your closest rivals. So we basically had both ends of the scale in that. In the 2 games that season,
Yeah.
didn't we? But
So then, fast forward to the next season of the FA Cup.
I know.
that was chaos.
I have the scar to prove from Penrith when we was at Penrith.
Yeah.
There was
Oh
so much
my
happening in that. In
I
that.
swear.
There's so much happening in that. In that cup run
Seriously.
though. On and off the pitch, but what like I think
Goals galore.
I think it
though,
was it
my God.
Mosley Hill with the first one. I think wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
6-5.
6-6.
Last time Danielle played for us that as well.
Wow.
I
wasn't
know.
And
he?
then
Injured.
I'm trying to remember how the scoring
I think that
went.
that was the last FA Cup I played Newcastle was, but before after that, I didn't play the FA Cup because I got injured, didn't I?
St Helens and Penrith,
Yeah.
Did didn't we go 3 goals up against Mosley Hill?
Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
daft, wasn't it? Bamber and
Yeah.
Liz played really well, both of them.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, thinking that we were pretty,
The game had done,
yeah,
really,
pretty
wasn't it?
safe and
Yeah.
we were through.
But then they got
Mosley Hill
got
just
it
it
back.
was like
Yeah.
bang bang. Didn't they come
Getting it
back
back.
from 2 or 3 goals twice?
It was the same.
Because then we
It
were
was the
losing
same one as
5-4,
well.
weren't we? We're
It
not
was
losing 5-4.
I don't know if we
I'm
ever
not
went
too
behind.
Or
sure.
was it just
I'm not too
5-4?
sure.
And
I'm
then
not too
Bamber-
sure.
I know there was
It
one
was
goal
de- yeah,
where
de-
they equalised.
Definitely got to 5-5, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Bamber literally went right to the other end and scored straight away.
Is this the
I
one
remember
Liz
that.
got a red card? Or no?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
actually, didn't we go 6-4 up? I thought it was 4-1, something like that. 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-4, 6-4, 6-5. Was it not something like that? Because I remember when they went 4-4.
I can't. I remember St
Bamber ended up
Helens.
going up the other end and scoring, and then it was still a bit.
I mean, all I remember at that game at the end really was like the ball flashed across the box to make it like
Yeah,
6-6, and I was like, oh my god,
Was it straight to pens?
it would have
It was,
it would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, getting through that again, that was a
I
massive
know.
one.
It
To be
was a
fair,
roller
actually, that
coaster.
season, I don't know if you remember, as a player, but we actually put a lot of pressure on the players in terms of the financial stuff. We actually were just dead honest about
Yeah.
how like
Yeah.
it's so important for the
Yeah.
finances. So maybe that didn't help, but
Yeah.
obviously, you know, we wanted to be honest with the players, and you still see when the players are playing the FA Cup now, you still have that in your back of your mind
Yeah,
about
we do.
the
We
financial
do.
implications that it has if we manage to
Yeah.
succeed. So
Because obviously we're just a women's team as well.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we have no support. So the FA Cup is like one of the competitions
Yeah.
where it's really important for our
Yeah.
team to actually like financially succeed. So
it was
I think
was it St
St
Helens?
Helens next
St.
year.
Helens.
That was a
You don't
bit
get
out.
much harder
Oh
away
my
days
god!
than that.
I
by
didn't
the
play
way.
that game. I was literally on the side, and
Yeah.
that was a crazy
you had an argument
one.
to it,
Oh my
You and
god!
me and
Liv.
Liv's dad.
Yeah.
Liv's dad won it.
Li-
No,
it was
Liv's
me.
dad.
It was me, Liv, and Liv's dad. Yeah, it was crazy. It was
Wow.
actually crazy. I was like,
I just remember
Again though, like we had to like
we had loads of players
Yeah.
missing.
we had to change the team sheet and get
Yeah.
permission from the ref
Yeah.
because Molly and Ellie were stuck
Yeah.
on
I know,
Norway.
yeah.
weren't
Oh yeah, they were late.
From
from
a
a night shift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
coming straight from a
Yeah.
night shift, weren't they?
Wow.
yeah.
And
That
then,
is commitment, man.
Yeah, and then there was obviously we had a starting 11 and we had to change it,
Yeah.
and then the player we asked to start didn't want to start,
Yeah.
so we had to
Oh,
change
yeah.
it again.
remember
And
that.
we had people playing out of position all over the
they? Oh, like
gap, didn't
H and Kate centre backs.
we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
brilliant.
Maisie played
They were
centre mid,
brilliant.
didn't she? Or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Meg was up front. Meg Cardenas was up
Yeah.
That's
front.
crazy. Yeah.
But again, though, we managed to win that game comfortably, didn't we?
Yeah.
Went 1-0 down again.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, we
1-0 down
did.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's not an easy place to go. The main memory I have from that day, though, is...
Love story, wasn't it?
Inheriting the song.
Yeah, we then blasting Love Story before
The game,
Yeah.
And I think, was it you or someone else said that you made a comment on this one?
Yeah, apparently it was to intimidate us.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does Love Story intimidate anyone?
So then was it Kate?
Yeah,
And
Kate,
as soon as we got
after the
in,
game, Kate
bang,
Love
Love
Story.
Story.
And then we started banging
Yeah.
on the walls.
But then
and
I
that
think
was
then we
crazy.
took over the bar. I think since that day, St. Anne's probably hate us.
Yeah.
But that's all part and parcel
Exactly.
of the game, innit? Like,
If you can give it, you can take. So yeah.
you know, it's
And then from St Helens.
St. Helens
This
was
is-
crazy.
yeah, well, Penrith next
Oh,
week.
Penrith.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This
Yeah,
is one of my
Penrith was.
favourite.
Penrith is one
Oh
of my
my
favourites. In the
god!
stands.
We were
in the
there.
stands.
Yeah.
It was great. He just fell out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Stand, didn't it?
I was like,
I
what is
remember
going
right.
on?
So obviously it was a really good game of football.
It was so
Great.
They
It was so,
compared-
zoned
Yeah.
into
yeah,
it.
the
all,
first
wasn't
half
I
was
remember
so close.
me and Issa hiding behind the fucking barriers, excuse my French, and Finn was like, oh no,
Yeah.
there was a
What, do you
heart
remember-
attack.
what was the score at half time? I'm sure we weren't winning because I
No.
remember the
No,
video.
it was
we were
either
losing.
1-1 or
Because there was a
2-2.
video. Were you
Yeah.
doing videos then or nah? No,
No,
Ainsley,
but it
So
was
Big
that
Ainsley was in
game.
the tunnel and I looked raging. I'm
Yeah.
like walking in proper
Yeah.
fear.
Well, he blew the half-time whistle at the point that
Yeah.
the guy had fallen through the
Yeah.
stands.
See, I
Yeah.
just remember, like, panic. I could hear
I
Liv
know,
actually
yeah.
in the stands going,
Yeah.
stop the game.
Yeah.
And there was about 4, 5, 6
'Cause you
people
just heard
it.
screaming. And
I thought someone had
I
collapsed.
literally, I
I thought
actually just
somebody
heard
collapsed.
it. I just
So,
heard
and
it. I didn't know what
I
happened.
worried because it was Liv going mental.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Howard,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, oh my
Oh,
god, it's
yeah,
Howard, like,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
fell
yeah.
or collapsed or something. So we were screaming onto the ref to stop the game. There's an issue, telling him there's an issue in the stand. We don't know what it is. And then obviously like we were stood around for 10 or 15
Yeah,
minutes before we
no.
went into the changing room.
Yeah.
It was a young
Remember?
lad, wasn't it? About 17, I
like,
think. But
stand just collapsed. didn't
I remember Katie saying that her and Lisa went into the
Yeah.
where he'd fallen through
Like
to,
under the.
and it was like a old like broom cupboard.
Oh.
And they said about like next to where he was lay. I mean, thankfully he was all right and speaking up to
Yeah.
Yeah.
like through the stand that he'd just fallen through. And he, Katie was like, there was like a dusty like rake that was like basically
next
next
to
to him, which
Oh
are like.
my gosh.
Which is, so I mean, thankfully he was all right, and he ended up getting up and walking
Yeah,
out.
just
of it.
walked
Yeah.
out.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. he just
Well, to be
walked
fair,
out.
thank you to whoever you are because
Yeah.
the game got to
yeah,
I mean,
continue because that's a long
yeah,
way to go to
yeah.
have to call it out.
Exactly.
Obviously, we
Yeah.
said at the time though, didn't we? We weren't thinking that. We were
No.
thinking
Yeah.
his health was the
The most
priority at the
important
time.
one,
We
yeah,
understood
of
that,
course.
but
Yeah.
I think we fork out about 850 quid for the coach.
Which, and then you'd have to have done that
We
again.
had to have done it again, but
Yeah.
to be fair, like obviously,
Like I said, that wasn't important.
that
at the time,
just
was it?
it added to just the drama of the day. didn't
It was a great
Yeah.
Because
day.
then at
I
half
got
time, you all
so
got sent
smashed.
over to the
I
other
know,
side,
yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember you banging on
Banging
Banging on the
It
side.
was, it was good.
Oh,
It was
it was
actually
But
good.
Celeste,
day.
that was Celeste.
Oh
Celeste's
my
first game, yeah.
gosh!
Celeste first of the game.
I
picked up
picked
the,
her up.
She came out. She came
Services.
out. I know. Yeah.
By the way, Meg wasn't even on the coach that day.
No,
either, she'd
because
gone up with you.
we went to Emily's.
I
I mean, by the way,
so-
right? So Sel's like what, 19, is she 18, 19?
From
Yeah.
Canada. She's in
From
like-
Canada, and she stood there waiting for the coach to pull in
Yeah.
the
But the
services.
services
And
on
she
the
didn't
motorway.
even
We'd
know,
never, we'd
like,
never met her.
not
She'd
one
not met
person,
any
yeah.
single player.
Yeah.
I remember getting off a coach on the way, obviously seeing her. I'm like, I think that's Sel. On the way to get a Greg, he's like, hi, is it Sel? She's like, yeah. I was like, hi, I'm Phil. Everyone's on the coach. If you want to just go and introduce yourself. And she's like, yeah, all right. But I just remember that day, she introduced
Yeah.
herself, sat with everyone, got in the zone,
Yeah.
come off the bench, scored 2 goals, got on the
Oh.
coach, put her earphones in, job
Yeah.
done, see you later.
I remember-
Well, everyone else on the piss up.
Yeah.
I remember saying to you on the way back, I was like, if Sel doesn't play for Unity ever again, like she's been a Unity legend
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of like winning the game, and obviously like put us into the first round proper for the first time
Yeah.
ever. Wasn't it?
The feeling of that,
I know.
it's hard to ever beat that.
And then the draw that we got for the
It's-
first
yeah,
round.
That's
oh
it, but I
my
just
gosh,
I remember just, and again, like, I know some people probably think that you do things for the cameras and stuff, don't you? But like,
No.
this was the first time we ever really had cameras
Yeah.
around, so you don't really think about it. I know we're
Yeah.
doing a lot of media stuff now, but even now I say to you at training all the time, don't I?
Yeah.
Like, sorry if I end up like stepping on you because I just forget you're there. I just
In the
zone
zone.
out from it because
Yeah.
it's like if you start thinking about cameras being around you, it was just
It loses the like that.
So like that, when I
effect
dropped
kind
to
of
my knees when that goal went, I remember speaking to you a couple of minutes before that. You know how nervous I was,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm like. It just relieved when we scored that 5th goal because it was late on as well. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit of pressure to get that 5th goal and just know you were there. Honestly, what a day that was. Man.
It was really good.
Did people do initiation songs on the way home?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think it was
What a
Meg,
day.
Meg
Meg
did
did
it.
Yeah.
Liz did it.
Did Liv Shaw, was that a different one?
No, I don't think
No.
Liv Shaw
Shaw
did
played
it.
That was
No.
Liv Shaw has done it.
When did Liv Shaw do it?
She did it with Lily on the way to somewhere.
Oh, and they've been one of the league
Carlisle.
games, Carlisle, where if I worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that game.
But yeah, I'll be honest. That day, well, I think
It
it
was
would be tough
good.
to beat that. That is probably for the day.
For the day,
it's probably my favourite
Yeah.
FA
Experience.
Cup game that we've had with the club.
I don't even think Liv played an FA Cup last year because she played for
No,
another
no.
team,
No.
didn't she?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, touching on Liv, by the way, as we've mentioned her.
Yeah.
It's mad to think that she's only been here like 10 months.
I
11
know,
months. Like,
yeah.
seems to have been here for ages,
For
and it's like this year.
ages,
She's like,
yeah.
I mean, we see in Liv is like. Well, I mean, I've known her from coming against under 15s
Yeah.
and 16s. She used to do my head in because we had our striker who was rapid, so we put our striker in behind. Liv would be playing centre mid.
Okay,
By the way, our striker was quick, and Liv would somehow run past all her team, all our team, and get back goal side of our striker and tackle her.
Wow.
I was like, how's she doing that?
Yeah, that is it's
I
crazy how
remember when
fast she is.
She came in, she's 16, 17, and when players at that age, you see them a bit more as like a project, don't you? And you go, right, hopefully in 3-4 years they'll be class. But she's just like,
Yeah,
she's just hit the ground running from day one.
yeah.
Yeah.
She is amazing, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think that the first half of the season at Crompton helped her. I think when I spoke to Frank and stuff, like she was just getting kicked up in the air really in Crompton's division, probably because of how quick she is and how good she was and is.
She's
So
been,
like
been very good this season's FA Cup.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Was
fair,
unstoppable.
since coming here as well, she literally found her actual position. Do you know what I mean? Like playing in midfield
Yeah.
and things like that. I think her playing out wide is where she should be playing from
Yeah.
the start, because that's where she plays.
I think she's shown
Best.
that, hasn't she?
Exactly.
Yeah. I like to
Yeah,
call her a little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
She's like a little ankle
yeah.
biter.
Yeah.
So, on to
Unity
Newcastle
flash.
then.
I
On to
know.
Newcastle, yeah.
I
That
swear.
was
I mean, that
crazy.
talking about Penrith here, Newcastle. But hang on a minute.
Newcastle.
Well, that,
So,
that was
just touching on that, I was like when the draw come through because it was like it wasn't live at all, so it was just
Yeah.
published. Picked up the phone and I was like, mate, we've got Newcastle United in the FA Cup. Like, what do we do? Like, there was so much off the field to sort out that day, wasn't there? Like
Yeah.
meetings, Avro because of the crowd expected, and
Merch,
programs. It's just
it was all
everything,
kinds of
wasn't it?
stuff.
I still have my ticket. I use as a bookmark.
I still
Tickets.
got mine.
I was in Andrew's living room.
I've
with
got,
Andrew,
I've got
like,
one, and I didn't even pay
Yeah.
for the ticket.
So
I
created-
played.
I created, yeah, we had a few spare, didn't we? So I
Yeah.
created them on. Was it Canva? I think it was on Canva, and then we printed them off, and like so it was like in an A4. I think there was 5 on an A4. So we laminated the A4 and then was like cutting them. But it was like
They look
you know
so
what Andrew's
good though.
like?
Yeah,
they
well,
look
he's
so
cutting like
good.
this, Andrew.
They look so good though.
But we did like pre-sales, pre-order and stuff like that,
Yeah.
didn't we, for tickets.
Yeah, I think
and-
I was the first
Oh,
person
yeah,
to get a ticket.
It was that day was one of the biggest days I've been
Yeah.
involved, if not the biggest day. In fact, that's got to be the biggest day I've been involved in. Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
just touching on that, like the volunteers that we had helping
yeah.
out, like in the build up to that game, like my dad went up and picked up the programs, did most of the content for it.
He did the announcements and the game
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's the first time we had that, and I think
Yeah.
that was.
And then Paul Harvey putting the ticket thing on his website on it. To
Yeah.
go
Then you
on
had
there
like people like Chess and Livy like selling
Selling
merch on the
merch.
day, and like
Yeah.
there's a video in there of
Yeah.
Chess being like
Hat.
yeah, the hat and the scarf. But that just shows though that
What can I get
Like,
you? A hat?
because obviously Chess was she'd stopped playing by then, hadn't she?
Yeah.
So then obviously that just shows that people care more about the club, even past when from playing. So it was a crazy day, mad day, great day, and I think the best thing that come out of it was the exposure it gave us,
Yeah.
and like
And the relationship.
The relationship.
We've gained hundreds of fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To see it on like your dad posts a weekly update in the group.
I've
doesn't
seen
he?
like on Newcastle, and I think it was in the derby as well. They were playing someone, and the fans that came down from Newcastle have seen them wearing Unity stuff actually at Newcastle as well at the game.
Mad.
So
that Jamie.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jamie.
the uni,
Shout out
uni
Jamie.
hat on. Yeah, he had a uni hat on it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Was it the last game? See, I remember commenting this thing going, "Yeah, I love your hat, mate."
Yeah, there was.
But we need to get him a new one though, with a new badge. Unfortunately, we didn't draw Newcastle,
No.
did we? So
I
we
know.
can't-
Keep saying we want. I
we
want
can't
the
go and
North
take
East.
them a load of new.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, we
New
play United week on Wednesday at Leigh Sports, so I think I'll try and get down there.
Well,
Oh,
actually,
good.
I've spoke to Joe Kenja,
Oh yeah.
so he's up for catching up, and
Oh,
I
good.
actually suggested was doing an episode of the
Oh,
podcast.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Getting Big Joe Kenja on.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd be good.
Crossover
He's got his
episode.
own.
He's got his own podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a
Oh,
We can
crossover
have a little
episode.
crossover podcast
Oh, I
episode.
wait
So I
that.
think Joe's up for anything, and he's a
Yeah,
top
ledge.
guy, top guy.
Absolute
So I reckon
legend.
that he said he's going to give me a shout when he's down here. We said we'll probably go to the game, won't we? If you are up for it,
Oh,
we'll let him know. We'll go to the game. Your dad will probably go on, and we'll have a good catch up with him.
Yeah.
And then try and run a podcast.
Run a
episode.
podcast.
Maybe we could have maybe we get. I mean, Joe's the man for it, innit? But get some footage of us out there with him.
Oh yeah,
God
that'd be
knows.
good.
Why not?
I guess no one cares about listening to the next episode.
The other thing is, we might be doing a scout report on Man United at that point.
Yeah, well, true, yeah. But I
I'm
mean,
joking.
but that day though,
Yeah.
right? Talking about going back to like the performance, right? I thought we were amazing. Now I
Yeah.
know the scoreline suggests we got absolutely slapped.
Because
but-
if you think about it,
Yeah.
we held them for 80 minutes.
But if you
at
well,
five,
well,
two.
well,
Exactly.
what it was is they just killed us first 10 minutes. I think they
Yeah.
scored 3
Yeah.
in the first 10.
Yeah.
And then I turned to him, right, and I remember
Jasmine Gray, wasn't it?
yeah, mate, you probably won't be able to see me, but the ball's come across, right? She stopped it, rolled it back, flicked it up, and gone bang and volleyed it in the top corner. So I turned to Dan and I went, "What the do you do about that?" I just remember, and that was 3-0, I think, wasn't it?
Wow.
Because I'm thinking, like,
The fourth was
Like-
a stunner as well, like outside the area, top
back
corner.
outside of the boot, just bang
Well, we're
first
going to
time,
talk
man,
about
volley.
stunners. Megan Gardner.
Oh,
Well, that's it, we got goal of the game, man.
Yeah.
We got goal of the game.
and goal of the season as well.
Yeah,
I'm just so glad that we had that moment, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 2 moments,
Yeah.
Kendall as
But
well.
do you know
Yeah.
what? You know what's good
Yeah.
about the 2 goals? The 2 goals were actually was keeping. Well, we felt we were still in the game.
Yeah.
Or the goal got us back into the game.
Yeah.
So it's not like we were 9-0 down and then scored a couple.
No,
We,
held them.
actually had the proper
Yeah.
emotion of thinking
Yeah.
something's still
got
possible.
this.
It was
Yeah.
3-0 to 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4-1 to 4-2. Is that right?
No, 4-0.
4-0.
4-0. Oh, was it 4-0?
4-0 and
4-1,
then 4-1
4-2,
and then
I think.
4-2
Then-
and then
Oh, and
5-2.
then, yeah. So
And then
when it got to 4-2, you
5-2,
think,
I
yeah.
think,
Yeah.
at the 80th, because I think it
But
just
before
got
they
Yeah.
got the 5th,
No, the
or the
6th.
6th,
The
sorry,
sixth.
before they got the 6th,
Free kick.
we should have had a pen.
A penalty. Yeah, we should have.
Stonewall, and they didn't
Yeah,
give
we
it. They
should have.
ran and got a free kick and
And
scored.
and I think
And
if
that
we
killed
got
us
if we
then.
got that penalty, I think like the game was
Well,
Gonna-
I think that
Could've
sixth
changed
goal,
it.
Yeah.
that sixth goal just drained us of
Yeah.
anything we had left. If we get that pen and we
The
score,
yeah.
Tell you
now I am not suggesting we'd have gone on and beat them,
no, but
but at 5-3, you've got
Yeah.
something that you're still
So
working
we took
Yeah.
a 2-goal lead.
But you've got something you're still working and
Yeah.
fighting for. As soon as that switches in 15 seconds
Yeah.
from that potential to 6-2 down, against a team like
Yeah.
that, you just our bodies and minds just die.
I remember at 6-2 as they scored, and Katie Barker and Bridget Galloway were like getting warmed up and like stripped ready to come on.
We
Like,
turned, didn't we? I was like,
don't
come
do
on.
this, Becky
But,
Langley. What are you
then,
doing?
then we conceded 3 after the 90th minute.
Yeah.
didn't we?
yeah,
So for 60-70 minutes, we did
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
They blew us away in the first 10. They finished us off in the added time. But I think
They were really
You-
clinical, weren't they?
yeah, but we spoke to their coaching team, didn't they? And they were like, "Listen, we actually played really well."
Yeah.
So there is in a game like that, we need to be unbelievable,
Yeah.
and you need them to be.
Well, I was
Yeah.
speaking to the Newcastle fans on the day, and they were saying that they've played teams in our division before, and they've absolutely spanked them at double digits.
Yeah.
So for us to stop it,
Almost.
I know, but they didn't, and there was even
Beth made some good saves.
Yeah.
they wanted
she
to
did.
poach Beth. The
I'll
fans,
be
the
honest,
fans
like,
like,
yeah.
we'll put her on our coach.
They
Yeah,
never
all
actually,
right.
they never actually come in for it though.
They did not.
If they did, we'd have been Beth go give it a go at with the money should have been paid.
But she did say she wouldn't go. She was like, I'll only leave if it's Liverpool.
Yeah,
and I was
exactly,
like, girl, if Newcastle came to get me, I'd be like, hey, see you later.
Don't get any ideas. She's injured.
She's injured.
Hey, I just came back from injury that game as well.
Yeah.
That was the
You've got
first
a
game
buyout
back.
clause now, haven't you?
Buyout clause.
The other thing was with that was like the evening after it as well, like all in the bar after, and then like Newcastle going back because they had to get back for some like recovery session the day after.
In
Was
the
it
pool.
And then like Molly and Ellie right, see you later, I'm off to night shift.
Night shifts. They had players going back for hydrotherapy pools.
I know,
And
yeah.
We had players going for night shifts, chasing criminals.
Jeez.
But no, it was. We were so proud of everyone.
Yeah.
We achieved what we set out to achieve that year. We got to the first round proper for the first time. Financially, it was massive for us, and we got a huge tie that you'll never ever forget.
Yeah.
So, I hope one day we get to go up against Newcastle again.
Yeah.
And then this
Maybe same
season's-
Well, one day.
So then this season's FA Cup so far, just to talk about key players and key moments that have stood out.
I mean, we've already spoke about one with Liv Shaw.
Liv
haven't we?
Shaw, yeah. She's been.
To be fair, you could go through so many.
Liv Reed at Wigan, the salmon save I like to
Oh,
call
yeah,
it.
that-
Two big saves at Wigan.
Yeah.
I thought Wigan, we didn't play that great at Wigan, did we?
No.
We worked
We
so
didn't.
hard, which got us over the line, but
I was on holiday. I was like travelling back to the airport.
yeah, you were
like,
majorly nervous.
like rocking on the coach.
Yeah.
Oh, what score is it? And, like, no one's like giving any updates. It's like, come on.
Again, though,
Yeah.
we were 1-0 down at half time. Now,
We were.
I'll be honest, that was well against the run of play. We had so many, I wouldn't say clear cut chances, we had so many opportunities in the final third where we were just wasteful.
Yeah.
So wasteful.
Wide, high.
Yeah, just like the balls from wide areas was going nowhere near.
Yeah.
The final pass from people was off. The movement in the final third was slightly off. And they obviously managed to get, I think they only had really one chance.
Yeah.
And great finish from their striker.
Yeah.
I remember I went a bit deep at half time in that game because it'd been a really tough start to the season.
I remember doing the interview afterwards.
Ellie Russell will never let me
yeah.
forget that. But
Yeah.
again, it worked. I didn't plan it.
Yeah.
I was just so emotional at half time in that game, thinking like, what's going on with our team this
know.
season? Like, because we
We
know how
started
good
really.
we are.
Yeah.
We had a terrible start, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we can't have this in the FA Cup. And I knew that we were good enough to beat Wigan.
Yeah.
I knew we could still beat them on the day. So I remember saying something along the lines of something about
You were
like.
gonna quit or something.
Yeah, no,
Resign.
Oh
by the way,
my,
not if we
gosh.
lost. I didn't say I'm gonna leave if we lose. I basically said that look, I feel like I'm wasting my time because all the messages I'm giving you're not listening to them, you're not implementing them. So I basically said like, there's no point in me being here if you don't implement the messages in this next half now. Then I may as well walk.
Yeah. You were like, I could be
So
spending this time with my
basically,
daughter.
the girls
with
turned
my
it around
family.
and
I
was
was
kind of
like,
like,
oh
alright
my
then,
God.
we'll see how
But
it
did
is.
it work?
I'm like,
Did it work? Did you turn up second half?
We
and get the game
did,
won?
to be
Yes.
fair, but we scored and then straight after they scored and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
what is
2-2.
going on?
Yeah, it was
I was like, what is going on here? Because
Then
like we were
managed
playing
to,
so well.
get the
like,
winner, but then it was all about manage it, manage
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Kept it in the corner, just defending for our lives.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus.
but them games, though, right? You've just got to get over the line.
It's the
Just find a way to get over the line.
it's the because I feel like we do so well when we're the underdogs,
Yeah.
and then when we play the underdogs, it's a bit harder to like
That's it.
play really well because like we're expected to win. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then when we're not expected to win, that's when we turn up and then
I
like
think
let
that's
people
shown,
know.
though, isn't it? It's been the foundation
Exactly.
for,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
success in the competition this
Yeah,
year.
I mean, having played
having to
Leeds
fight to
and
get
then
through the first one,
Stockport, yeah.
I mean, we were half gutted, half buzzing with Leeds United in the third round qualifying because we're like, third round qualifying, we've got Leeds
Leeds.
United. Are you joking?
I know.
So that's like another Newcastle United, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know the
A lower
lower
league,
tier, but still like
Yeah.
The name.
the size of it.
Yeah.
And don't they have ambitions to go pro?
I think so, yeah.
So, but like we were like, oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
But then obviously we did our own work. We made it and we thought, how we can do this. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm like. If we come up against Arsenal, then I'd be telling us.
He's told us that we're going to Wembley, so
Yeah. Whilst we're still in this competition, I'll be in my car singing Wembley. I'm a boy.
Wembley.
So honestly, but like I just remember that.
I've been trying to
The
make a
Leeds,
new
sorry.
chant for Wembley.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
We
The
were,
last bit is I'm really struggling with. But
it was funny again, like preparing for Leeds because we went on a Wednesday night, I think, to Leeds and Doncaster, didn't we?
Absolutely launched it down
Oh,
there.
terrible! But if you remember, like we pulled up to like go up towards the ground, and there was a steward there, and I reckon he'd seen the badge and that, and he'd be like, "No, mate, parking's down there, around the roundabout over there." And you're like, so we parked there. Like it's about a 10-minute walk.
That was just back to the steward.
Yeah, walk back up to walk back from the car to get to the ground.
But it was a big
The guy that
estate
got-
though, wasn't it?
he
Yeah.
got-
So it was a big estate.
Massive.
Yeah, it worked. So off the main road, you couldn't see the ground.
right.
There was just a sign for it. So it was like a big estate of houses, and the steward was just on the corner. So we're thinking, oh right, okay, so it must just be like one little street. We've walked down, the steward's gone, and we're walking through this estate for another 10
Was it a
minutes.
big Stuart?
Seriously, right? Luckily, they didn't charge us. But there was literally like places
Loads
to
of-
park
yeah.
all over the place.
Oh my
It's
God.
launching down. We've walked about 15 minutes. We're now late for kick-off. The steward's disappeared. Well, is this guy?
It was a Leeds
having
fan
us on
that
here?
put a
Yeah.
Ivy on.
Yeah, so when we got to the turnstiles though, she was like, "Hey, you're not allowed in." She didn't notice us. She had a good laugh of us, to be fair. And I remember second half, we ended up standing with the
Leeds
Leeds United Ultras.
yeah.
Didn't even mean it. We just wanted a different view. Second half.
Ultras. Where were they
Oh
for
my
again?
Weren't many there, were there?
every opportunity, Jay gets out of clubs fans. Where are you?
Oh
Where
my
Look,
Wow.
They were a bit quiet, to be fair.
The-
Our fans
bit
are very,
quiet?
but our fans are very
Our
loud.
fans have been very.
Our fans are very loud.
Yeah.
So
They've been a bit aggressive, haven't they, this
Yeah.
year?
No, we've not been aggressive.
Passionate, Jay. Alright.
Yeah.
But,
there was that. I don't even know what game it was, but like there was loads of like fans like getting up and like proper swearing at the ref. I was like, this has never happened.
I think that was.
Oh, like, what is
I think that was
going on?
Stockport, you know.
Was it?
think
I was like,
so.
what is
You know
going
what I mean,
on? Because
Hans,
this is
There
oh
was some
my
nasty
There was-
stuff going on.
yeah.
Yeah, there was some nasty stuff going on in
Jeez.
Hansworth, but no, not at the ref so much in Hansworth because I was in the stand, but I think it was either Stockport or Leeds.
Yeah.
That was when the ref was a bit.
Oh, probably when we had 2 goals disallowed in Stockport.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe that was
yeah.
why.
It's
To be fair though, do you know when I was saying like Penrith's probably one of my, if not my favourite, Leeds does come close.
yeah.
We were sat in the bar, right, having a pint after, and Dan went, "Mate, we've just beat Leeds, fucking United." And you're thinking, and when you actually think about that, it's mad, innit?
Yeah.
It is mad, and it's not like Leeds United are county level or whatever.
No.
They're National League, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just talking about like players though, about players that have been good in this FA Cup run. Since like the first round proper, like Millie Jardine scored in every round.
Oh,
Leeds
yeah.
United.
Urban
She's
Sadie
been
are
great.
such a
Yeah.
partnership.
Yeah.
Slight position change. Just
Oh
made a
my
difference,
gosh.
No?
Every time. I mean,
Well,
I had
no,
something to
no,
do with
but-
that.
The midfield weren't working at the start of the season.
That
was
is
it?
very
No.
true.
And we were talking about it, and we were like, we're gonna have to change it. Like we have to try something different. 'Cause it's just not
Yeah.
working. So then we just ended up going like, let's just go back to the 60s we had last year, and we believed because Millie Jardine just covers so much
Yeah.
ground. And she's got so
Yeah,
much
she's
quality
got
on the
so
ball.
much energy as well.
We just thought if she can sort of just settle into a number 10, I think she'll be good. And now she's unreal.
Yeah, she
like.
is. She is great.
Unreal.
It was crazy because was it Millie that? Because I remember. I don't even know which game this was, but I think it was Stockport County. Celeste came back, didn't she? It was a corner for her. Celeste came back. She tackled someone, and then the ball threw to Sadie, and then you just see
Yeah.
Millie just
That's a min
running.
goal.
Great
Like
goal, yeah.
3 or 4.
Literally, and then she
you had the
scores.
first tackle.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the box,
yeah,
and it come
yeah,
out, and then it was
yeah.
H, and then it was Cell.
Yeah, then it was
I
Cell,
think,
and then
Sadie
Cell
did
through.
the old dummy
Oh.
through her legs and
It
see you
was,
later.
it was such a good
But
goal.
how's Millie Jardine got
How,
in the
how
box,
did
yeah?
she get there? I don't know.
Because
How did she
Sadie's the
keep up
lightning.
with Sadie
That's
and
it.
Liv Shaw? Because they were both in the box. and
Desire,
then-
though, innit?
I
Desire to be in the
swear,
box
yeah,
and
it was,
score goals.
it
and I
was
think,
so good.
I was going to say something on that one as well, actually. That Sadie,
Yeah,
I think this competition has been the making of Sadie and Millie Jardine.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because obviously
100%.
it's difficult when you come into a new club. And I think we struggled at the start. Not them players in
Yeah.
particular.
No.
I think the team in general.
Finding
I
the
think
footing and working.
To like gel.
well, yeah, because
together.
we didn't really have
Yeah.
everyone together
Yeah.
very often in pre-season games because
Yeah.
of holidays and unavailabilities and stuff. But so like the first week of the season killed us, but in the end, I think we needed it. And then
Yeah.
the FA Cup has been the competition that has just been the making of our
Yeah.
new players and the gelling of them and
Yeah.
our current, our old players, our current players, whatever you want to call it. But and now you can really see that people understand each other's games,
Yeah.
understand their own jobs,
Because
other people's jobs.
Handsworth, like I've watched like the little clips that I've got, the passing, the like little triangles that the girls have.
The football we
Yeah.
can play is class.
Wow.
I mean, we've adapted it slightly, haven't we? In the FA Cup, we've been a little bit more like, well, direct. Like we just wanted to make sure that we know the ball is going to be in the final
Yeah.
third,
Yeah.
and we give the forward players as many chances as possible to create something.
Yeah.
And
It works,
It worked
though.
against County,
Yeah,
didn't it?
It works.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest,
5 up at half time.
incredible. Whoever does that to a National League
Yeah.
side,
I know, 5
and County are a solid National
Yeah.
League side, by
Yeah.
the way.
Really?
They're not like a fight relegation every year. They're a solid National League side. Very good coach. They've got a very good team, and they don't tend to concede many goals over the
Yeah.
years.
No.
Kind of
That was a dream to be 5-0 up.
Incredible.
I would have never.
really good.
Jesus.
And
My
so-
first
Go on,
wait,
Hansa.
my
Go
first
on.
FA Cup goal. Just saying.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. However, though, I was disappointed in you
What?
because you promised
It was a.
everyone
yeah,
if she
dude.
scored, she would
I
do,
forgot. It
she'd
was.
do the soon.
It was just like
And she
you know
just
did
the
this.
She stood still and
excitement.
just went.
No,
No,
you
it
watched
was
no.
no.
There was a
There's
lot
more
more
emotion
passion
to
in
it.
that.
Excuse
So
you.
she took the penalty in the bottom corner, and you just. It was kind of like it only
I
made it
literally
better if there was a
turned
player
around. It was
opposition right in
good.
front of her, because then it would have been like.
Yeah,
No,
go
but
on,
I
show
promise-
me, what did you do? What did you do?
I literally went. I turned around. And
Is that not what I just did?
No,
you
you
just
went.
was like this, and it was
You-
like there's a
you
lot more
literally
passion
did
in
that.
Is the celebration the same?
Similar.
it.
Similar. Thank you. Thank you.
But I'll be honest, he's like, I'd always back you to score penalties, but I didn't watch it.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I haven't watching it.
It was like oh my gosh!
Looking for his fingers.
When you edit this podcast, please put the picture where you were like, Issa, I had all confidence in you, and you literally was like, you were like, sorry,
Squatted.
you were like this on the sideline. You were like, I was like, what? I literally score every
That
single
doesn't
penalty.
mean I'm not trusting you.
I was like,
it means I'm nervous in the
Oh my
situation of a
gosh.
penalty that puts us, what is it,
3-0,
3-0 up?
3-0 up.
Because
Yeah.
that to me, 3-0 was a
Yes,
big
yeah.
opportunity. And if we missed it,
was always-
sometimes things
That
are
is
momentum
very true.
triggers.
Very
so I
true.
weren't nervous because
Yeah.
it was Issa Malicio. I
Okay.
was nervous about the bigger picture of if we score or
Yeah.
if we miss or what.
But to be fair, I've promised my nephew that the next celebration I'll do is the Spider-Man.
I
Ah.
wonder what she was doing.
Why do the girls like? I know they like all get together and they do a little bit of a celebration.
yeah.
Why does no one actually celebrate?
Ah, there is some.
There's not.
Liz
iconic.
pulled out an iconic one
I know,
against
yeah.
Handsworth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then obviously
Like,
when
She literally
Caitlin's back
turned
and she
around,
does a hat
turned
trick,
to
she
the
does
camera
yeah.
like.
We got Bamba does.
Yeah.
Bamba
Bamba
does.
does it on the sidelines.
Bamba
I've got all the
does it,
videos
yeah.
of
I
when
think
people have scored.
Millie Jardine goes.
Oh, Millie
running off,
Jardine
like,
does.
just
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
I've got it where she scores.
Ellis was going. So it's like I know it's not like you don't have people doing like. Do you remember Robbie Keane?
Yeah.
No, you don't have people
To
doing.
be fair, might be one to keep an eye on this. Liv Shaw said that she should do a backflip. If
Oh,
she
yeah.
scored.
She did.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, we told her
I'd be on
not
the
to do
sides doing
it.
this.
We told her not to do it because obviously injury. So she said she's gonna do a backhand. I don't know. Something. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
So if you're watching Liv, get a goal and
Please.
get some
Celebrate.
celebrations.
Don't backflip.
Like, they
No
do
backflip.
celebrate, I guess, but it's just not like
Yeah,
I just
because
want a little bit more. I'm just a bit greedy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I think it was Bamba. It weren't this year. I think last year she went running off to the stand in some
Yeah,
games.
there was one game. I think it was a game where I think she was just getting a bit annoyed and she kind of went F1. blasted the ball, scored, and then King was right next to his stand and was like,
No, but
this.
I get what you mean. To be fair, I think our celebrations are all right in terms of like the way the team celebrate.
Oh, for the teams,
Yeah.
goals and
Yeah.
like wins. I think because and to be fair, when we win trophies, ours is
Yeah.
way
Oh
better.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Now, but that's again, it's not fake. It's
No,
just,
no.
I see teams and just go,
Yay!
and you're like,
Oh, like when
go on, let it out.
like when we went to watch Stockport and
I'm not-
thing.
yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I don't think they're seeing that as a big one. That's like,
But that's still a trophy
It
to
is,
me.
it
A
is,
trophy,
but that's like a
trophy,
glorified friendly, innit? So, for example, if we'd have seen out the Wivenshaw one in that Super Cup,
Oh yeah.
I don't think we'd have been going fucking mental. We'd have probably just gone, hey!
Yeah, but we still had a lot more passion than there was in that. I just don't like it.
Oh,
You're just
wow.
like, woo!
Huh?
They had flares.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, take flares then.
But, yeah, I think, yeah. But have a word with him, see if you can get people doing some individual celebrations.
You won't.
Lisa's got one, she promises and doesn't do it.
I will do it. And next time you get me to take a penalty, I'll do it.
So beat Stockport in the first round, won it to get the second, and then Handsworth.
Handsworth.
Listen. We knew what we were coming up against.
That is very true.
Like,
Yeah.
Injured East.
Yeah, I just don't even. My ankle's still swollen from it, so not even.
I'll be honest. Again,
How was that not a red card? I still don't understand.
How there was only one
So-
red card, I don't know.
I
But
swear.
Again, no, it's weird football because, I mean, I don't know how, but there's somehow two sides to it, and they believe that the referee is to blame for them losing. But
that's crazy.
I think, and listen, that's up to them. I'm not going to call it
yeah.
out. But if that was me, I mean, we've always said since day dot we will never make excuses for losing.
No.
We'll
Yeah.
always look at ourselves and see what we. So when we got beat 6-1 off Tranmere in the FA Cup, we could have easily been on the coach going, "Fucking ref was shit."
Yeah.
3 of them goals are offside. 2 of theirs should have been sent off. Should have had 3 penalties. Whatever. Like that's not gonna
change
make it
the
any
result,
better.
make it better now.
So, I mean, my personal opinion is the first half was completely out of control. The liner, to be fair, agreed when we spoke to her.
The line
And second half, I actually thought the referee did much better to get it under control.
Yeah.
And she actually started to
Get some cards out.
punish them, and they actually started to rein it in slightly. Not much, but they reined it in slightly. Again, I don't necessarily think a lot of the challenges are with malicious intent. The kick out on you clearly is because the ball's nowhere near.
She said she was trying to shoot,
The ball was.
and I was like, I watched the video. Like
There's one on
I
Cell
swear I
that
watched
I've
it
got
so
as
many
well.
times, and she said I was trying to shoot, ref, and Liv had the ball in her hands, and I was like, how are you trying to shoot? Tell me.
But then, like I said, you know,
There's a lot
I
of...
just think because when we've watched them play and we've done our own work and stuff like that, we literally said like the taster, like they're aggressive.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
well
but
up for it,
there's
weren't they?
aggressive,
Yeah.
right? But then, in my opinion, like on the footage that I've got, there's one on, there's a few on Cell, there's some on
Oh, there's
Sadie.
there is, yeah. But
That's,
at the end
that,
of the day, though, then
there's
we
being
knew.
aggressive, being in the game,
Yeah,
but then
I
there's
get
just
that.
plain old dirty.
I get that.
That's
but
not
then,
necessary.
But then you've got. Mate, I'll be honest. I think teams like that now are a rare breed because football's not allowed to be that way anymore. Like remember when I used to play, that was a standard. That was you'd be going in knowing you're gonna get clattered,
Yeah.
and you've got to make sure when you give it back, it's even harder to
Yeah.
put them off. So I used to like football like that when I played. I don't like it as a coach when I'm watching it and you see your players getting injured and stuff. But with the way football is today, and if you're going solely off the rules, they're obviously, I think we should have had at least 2 penalties. They should
Yeah.
have
The
had
one on
2
Sadie
red
should have been a
cards.
pen.
2 clear
Um,
penalties as well.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, just going on that about how the game was played and stuff. I remember saying at half time, you said at half time, like, girls, I know it's not that enjoyable, and Liz was like basically like stood up, like,
yeah, I love it.
I love it. It's
Well,
my game.
I think I said to you, East, after it, like, they were the games I loved. You played with me. They were the games I buzzed off. They were mint. But then, like, obviously, you do need to have refs that will take control of the situation.
Yeah.
Like, If there's one or two, that's fine. But it was
I feel like
way
if it was
overboard.
under control from the beginning, I think we wouldn't say it was as dirty as it was because from my perspective and standing, it
Yeah.
looked very
Well, can I
there's
just say as well,
physicality, but then there's
the
just
maturity
taking
of
it a
our
bit too
players
far.
to
Not react.
Yeah, because let's be honest. Like again, I
Molly
can only
Kelly.
talk about when I was a player. If I was a player, right, I'd have reacted.
I think Ellie nearly lost it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
remember
it.
that.
She nearly
But
lost
once in 90
it.
minutes,
Yeah.
like, you know, listen, we were up for the fight.
Oh yeah.
Like we
100%.
didn't back away from
No.
it. But
Yeah.
the maturity to focus on the football
Yeah.
and to try and allow the ref to do a job.
Yeah.
Shout out to Molly Kelly. That was some control for the kick out as well.
But yeah, but that's it. Well, actually, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That should have been 3 reds.
Yeah.
But Molly pulled a shirt, but
Yeah,
there was
that's
no
a
need
yellow.
for the kick out.
That's a yellow, isn't it? But then
Yeah,
you know, if you're gonna have 2 people kick out
yeah.
off the ball,
One needs
if you
to
go
be
again, if
punished.
you go by the rules, they're 2 red cards, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we managed to get the game won and did a professional performance again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said, it was a really difficult game, and we knew it was going to be a difficult game. It was a different challenge. By the way, I think that puts us in good stead though for the rest of the season because if you come up against other physical sides, you know you can deal with it.
Yeah.
You know,
You got the
if you
maturity
get your
in that.
performance right and your mindset right, that you can overcome it. Yeah, it was a really tough game. I'm just glad we managed to get the job done because you said yourself earlier that when we're the underdogs, we're like mint, and then when we're expected to win, sometimes we don't hit the levels we expect.
But it was good to
But
hit them.
4-0, they had 1 shot all game.
Yeah.
Very dominant, very controlled. And now we're in
Round 3.
round 3.
Crazy.
First time ever Rugby
That
Borough away.
is
By the way, though,
crazy.
before we talk about Rugby Borough away, why don't the big teams come in round 3 in the women's FA Cup?
I don't.
They're doing the men's, don't they?
Yeah.
Round 3.
Because after
Come
round
on,
after
give us-
round
give
5 it's
smaller clubs a chance.
quarterfinals.
Yeah. So then the big teams are coming in the last 32.
I know. Yeah.
It annoys me. Maybe it's annoying me because we're in round
Maybe
3 and I
it's
want to be in
'cause
the draw with them.
maybe it's because we got less professional teams. You know, women.
I don't care. Like for me,
Yeah.
there's
wanna
less
give-
teams in general, isn't there?
Yeah.
But you've got like
The
first
FA
of all, the big teams should have to work a little bit harder
Yeah.
to get to the last stages of the competition. But second of all, give small clubs a chance to play
Yeah.
big clubs like that.
Because the FA Cup
WSL
is
teams.
for the underdog. That's the
it.
beauty
Like
of the
you,
cup.
I know. I'm sorry to bring it up.
Oh, hold on!
I'm sorry.
Well, we lasted about an
You've
hour.
lasted,
so
yeah, you've lasted this long. But like for you were Oldham were 10 seconds away from being in the draw with the Prem sides. But to get to round 3, I know it'd have been amazing for a National League side, but it's doable, isn't it?
It is, yeah, absolutely.
It's doable. So like for us, we've proved it's doable to get to round 3.
Yeah.
Put the big dogs in. Seriously, even if you had to put the championship teams in round 2.
We supporting Dagenham and Redbridge next round, man.
Brilliant.
They're National League side who got the job done.
Yeah,
Hey,
fair enough.
I can't say anything. You got one step further than Rochdale.
By the
Do
way,
you think
though,
that'll ever change though?
probably not.
Maybe it's just me who gets wound up by it. But I just and again, it might be because we're in round
Everything's
3.
put towards the bigger clubs. Like
Well, the prize money.
replays
Well, yeah,
have
the
now
prize
been.
money
You know
now.
that's in
Prize
the
money
men's
now
game.
gets silly, doesn't it?
The men.
I know.
I know one about the men's
Crazy.
game, but like replays have been stopped in the men's game.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
I agree.
That's
We actually
taken
spoke
up
about
for
this
the
last
small
night, didn't we?
clubs.
I mean, the other thing
Money
was
goes to money now.
the other thing was is that like we got in the draw for round 3 and it was live. Like
Yeah,
that was just
man.
outstanding.
Well, I was bouncing all that night. It was the day after, wasn't
I
it?
fell
I
asleep.
went, did you? During the draw or before it?
Before.
Did you miss it?
I was yeah.
To be fair, you didn't miss much. Just
I
by the way,
was
the
like-
stream was horrendous.
I was like,
I'm sorry,
wait, let me
but
watch,
it's-
let me
I
watch
had
a
this.
decent
And I fell
connection.
asleep.
Well, to be fair, luckily
I fell
the
asleep.
North one was first.
Yeah.
As soon as ours come out,
crashed.
Yeah, well, as soon as ours came out, I was like, right, that's who you're seeing who we've got.
I
Not
mean,
impressed, turned it off.
We were buzzing, and I went yours to watch it with you, didn't I, before work, and we were proper giddy, and and again, I'm not being thingy, although we'll go into the rugby thing, but I was so deflated after it, so deflated.
Who did
after
you
it.
want?
Well,
Well, like
Newcastle,
Newcastle,
you
and
said.
Sunderland didn't come out
I had
both,
two
like,
ends
both,
of the
haven't they?
scale.
Hmm.
Obviously, I had the first end of the scale where I was I'm desperate to get to round 4.
Hmm.
Again, as we just spoke about, to try and get in with the WSL teams. So I wanted to try and get one of the ones that were our level, so it was at Shrewsbury or Chesterley Street.
And then Kidderminster used to beat Stourbridge as well.
Yeah. So,
Right.
but by the way, they might be better than us. But I just wanted to get a team that was ranked similar to us, because on paper you should stand a better chance, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Once they come out, then I was hoping for Newcastle United away, for obvious reasons which we spoke about. A nice reunion with them would have been incredible. But then aside from that, if we were going to get a really difficult one, it was Newcastle United away, Wolves away, Forest away, or Sunderland away for me.
All right.
Like, because don't they all play in
Birmingham as well.
I don't know if Sunderland do, but
What
Wolves do, don't they?
Wolves play at Telford, I think.
Yeah, so like you've got and then Forest play in the City Ground, don't they?
Yeah.
Birmingham,
St
St Andrews. So any of them I'd have been buzzing with. Now that isn't being disrespectful to Rugby Borough, but I just didn't want rugby. I'll be honest. Like, it's a really difficult draw.
They're a good side.
They're a very, very good side.
Got a good media presence.
I don't know if they play in a stadium.
It's like a complex, I think, isn't it?
From what I watch, I don't
It's like
it.
it's
Well,
like
that's
it's
a-
like
it's
Saint
not, it's a
it's like
shame,
St
isn't it?
Helens or like
Yes,
Penrith.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
shame that,
It pretty much is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like St Helens, Penrith, little.
Yeah.
So like West Isbury today, they've just got
Yeah,
like the
just a
stands,
little
and you've got that
stands.
little shed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
fair
what they've got.
I mean, it's just if we were going to get again, I really don't want to sound disrespectful. I'm not trying to be at all, but if we were going to get a really difficult draw as we have, I'd have just really liked one of them big names in like one of the big grounds. But here's what we had our big one though with Leeds United, I guess. So we can't complain, and we're not out yet, are we?
No,
Exactly.
It'll be a good away day. We'll get the atmosphere going.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The beers are
see
flowing
Matt staying
afterwards.
over.
Yeah.
See what does with that. But I think, look, we'll give it everything we've got. That's all we can do. Like I've said, no matter who we play, you've got to believe you can win. But as long as we just give everything we can give, pressure's off us now. Not one person on the planet expects us to win.
And by the way, if it does end at rugby, then it's some cup run again. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
If we do go out, I just hope we go out giving a really good show of ourselves. In
Yeah,
round three.
where we can go. You know what? Even though we've lost, we gave our all.
I don't want what happened to you. Yesterday, keeper scored in the 99th minute. But yeah, as long as we give it a good go, and I believe we can get through it. I really do. I've said to you before, the Handsworth game, then the power of underdog is massive.
Yeah.
It's real,
Yeah.
and we've proven that already. So the girls will be up for it. It's exciting.
We'll prepare properly and go there, won't we, and see what we can do.
Absolutely. Should we finish off with
One word to describe
Okay,
the FA
right.
Cup so far.
our run this season?
Yeah, mine's adrenaline.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I've got mine. Someone will say it before me, no doubt.
Oh, I'll go last then.
Go on.
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
Like that. Isa. One word.
Don't know. I'd say success.
Success.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'll go with dream. It's
Dream.
been a bit of a dream for us, and I've used that a lot in interviews recently, by the way. But
Before we
said.
finish as well, got a question, because obviously we're trying to start our own academy, aren't we?
yeah,
So we've already got our under 11s and we're wanting to have our under 12s, under 10s, under we want a lot of teams, and obviously we've been very successful in the FA Cup. So like I want to ask, like, how important is it for our future players, our future academy players to watch us now and think, oh, I could be there in the future. How important do you think that is?
majorly important
Yeah.
in my opinion. I was speaking to one of the under 11s parents the other day actually, and I was saying how compared to the club that I'm not going to mention the name, but the club that they don't like.
Yeah.
Compared to them, we have, or will have, or are planning to have the perfect pathway for the girls.
Yeah.
The girls can see where they can end up. They've got the perfect role models. They love coming to the games to watch us, and then they, hopefully they'll be like the start, and they just go bang 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 bang. Whereas, well, and again, well, in fact, forget about that. But the first team, hopefully by that stage, will be at an even higher level.
Yeah.
The B team, hopefully, will be at an even higher level. And there's options for people then. Like what this club should be in 5 years' time, and they're at the age where they're going to come into open age football, is that it'll have paths to whichever direction they believe they need and want to go in. Whether that's your elite sector, whether that's like your an open age but like you're developing youth, so you might have under 23s, or whether you just want to go into recreational type stuff.
Flexi leagues.
So hopefully we tick all them boxes. So when you get this far in the FA Cup, and again the financial stuff, I think is makes a massive difference to the plans that we have.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can reinvest some of this money into building the academy and making sure that not just the girls at the club now, but girls that are coming in the future come in because they see the pathway that they can take at the club.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's a good way to finish.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So, thank you for joining us at the Unity Way podcast. If you like this episode, please like, follow, subscribe. Check out the other socials.
Yeah,
and we'll see you next
please.
time on the Unity Way podcast.
Let's go beat West Ends!
Oh my gosh.